Hi guys, I just wanted to jump back on here real quick. We touched on it in a prior video, but it's really worth discussing deeper, and that has to do with um, healing and validation and going within. Like, there's so many, and I say it every day, and there's so many examples out in the world where we go outside of ourselves to see if we're okay. We go outside of ourselves for validation, right? We go outside of ourselves to define our worth. We go outside of ourselves to define our value. Um, it just applies in so many areas. I mean, we're humans and we interact with each other, right? We need each other. We have relationships with each other. But the point is, it's so important when you're on the healing journey and you're moving through the journey and you're evolving and growing that your first line of response to anything is to go within. To go within and to stop and pause and to just go inside and to be still, right? And to breathe and take deep breaths and center yourself before reacting to what is going on outside of you, right? And typically, from my experience anyway, the more you do that and the more you pause, and a pause could be, if you're face to face with someone and it's something that has to be exchanged at that moment, that you pause and you breathe, center yourself, and then have a thoughtful, proactive response as opposed to an emotional, maybe an angry, whatever it is, a lower vibrational emotion response that, we regret later. We've all had that, right? Where we, are in a situation, something happens and it pushes our buttons. We've all heard that. Pushes our buttons and then we just respond. And then normally when we do that, at least my experience, I usually regret it when I just respond right away because I'm triggered by someone else, right? And it's kind of like a process. It's kind of like you take a couple steps forward and you might take a step back. Situations will come up and it pushes your buttons and you just react and it's unexpected, type of thing. But the more you have a conscious awareness that I can stop and pause and decide how I'm going to respond to this situation, because our inner balance and our inner peace is so much more important for overall well-being than to respond to someone else who might just be provoking. There's all different situations, obviously. But if someone's provoking on the other end, my inner peace and my inner balance is more important than whatever they're bringing, right? And when we can discern and take that pause and take that step and discern, like, this isn't, I'm not going to participate in this. Or I'm not going to engage in, and maybe it's, you will, but not right at that moment. I mean, if you can wait longer, a lot of us are conditioned where, someone punches, you punch back. It's automatic. There's no thought. It's just, and I believe, and my experience has shown that the more we just step back and pause and have a thoughtful response, and maybe it's not right now, and maybe it's not at this moment, and we step away and we get back to it a day or 2 days, whenever it is, right? And normally when there's a pause like that, then our emotions can settle down, right? We can come back to center and we can really thoughtfully think, how we want to respond, if we want to engage or not, and then have a thoughtful response, right? And take the emotion out of it. When there's a gap in there, we take the emotion out of it. And the emotion is usually what escalates, when, if there's words back and forth, it's just, you see it all the time. It's an escalation. So we want to avoid that. If you want to stay centered and balanced and peaceful, right? And it just applies in life so much, like all the time you see it. You see it all the time. where people are just reacting to other people, and there's outbursts and there's yelling, and whether it's fighting or road rage or all these things. And the more peaceful and centered and balanced we are, we can say, I'm not responding to this. I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to have situations that are provoking, but it's saying, okay, as an example with road rage or whatever, somebody cut you off, you could say, that's nice. I hope you get where you're going. You're not going to disturb my inner peace. It means absolutely nothing about me. Nothing. That you just zipped in front, and cut me off, as an example. That means nothing about me at all. I'm just in my car moving it along, right? So that individual obviously is in a rush, has other things going on that they're, driving that way. So you can even, ideally, is wish them peace, right? Hope you get where you're going safely. Good luck to you, And when we can separate ourselves and our emotions from all these external triggers, if you will, if that's the right word, right? The more we can separate ourselves from that and be in peace and centeredness, things just flow so much better in life. And then our peace, reverberates through our life, right? The stillness, being still. A lot of people will do anything to keep from being still. Go, 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 go. Do anything to keep from being in quiet stillness, with no noise, with no just peaceful stillness, right? It's just, when there's an emotional pot going inside, right, that's bubbling up, it's hard. And people don't like to be in stillness, don't like to be in the quiet, peaceful place, in quiet stillness. I think, for me, it evolved to this point. It wasn't always like that, but I love being in quiet stillness. When we can just pause and be. And love ourselves and love who we are and love where we came from and how we got to where we are now. It's beautiful. It really is. And less things outside of yourself will affect what's going on inside of you. They'll start falling away because you're vibrating at a higher peaceful vibration, right? People can feel peaceful vibrations. They can also feel angry vibrations, right? We've all had that where you feel, so you're like, whoa, this. You can sometimes look at people and see like the rage in their face. And they're, obviously they're brewing inside, right? And that's, obviously there's all kinds of things that could create that dynamic. But the point is, for ourselves, and the message that I really wanted to make with this is that we have a choice. We can be peaceful within, and we can go out in the world in peace. And the peace will vibrate out to everyone we come in contact with, right? And, like attracts like. But we can do our part, right? We benefit and those around us benefit. And then it's because we're all electromagnetic and we all are connected, people can feel the peace, and the peace ripples. And I believe that we're meant to not go outside of ourselves for our validation, not to go outside of ourselves for our value and worth and worthiness and love. Yes, we can get love outside of ourselves to a degree, but the most important love is the love you have within yourself that was given to you from the divine because you exist. You were created from a divine spark of universal source love. We all were. No matter what the shape, no matter what the form, no matter the color, the height, anything, any characteristics, doesn't matter. Characteristics or lack of, right? We're all perfectly perfect, created in divine love. I mean, when you think about it, it's just a sperm and an egg and a spark somehow brings it together. It's a miracle. So you're a walking, living, breathing miracle. And when you look at yourself that way, you start to vibrate higher and you start to see miracles all around, right? You see them. And it's not, oh, the miracle is I won the lottery, because that's a monetary. No, the miracle is your life, your experience, your essence, your soul, seeing other beautiful miracles around you, all contributing to each other and connecting with each other for that bigger, greater, loving purpose, right? So I just believe we all take our steps on our journey, and we're meant to look in, go in. We're divine within. We were created from divine love, and we look up to source, God, universe, angels, whatever you believe that's bigger than yourself, because there is a bigger, higher purpose to life than just us and our experience. And I think that when we can look up and look within and walk our path, the path is so much lighter and brighter and more positive and more, just peaceful. And with each one of us walking in that path, and the peace just kind of vibrates out. And love, peace and love, right? Because when we love ourselves and know that we're divine, and we love the higher source, God, universe, angels, and we love others just because they exist, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And everyone benefits. Everyone benefits from that. So we can just remember in our daily lives and things that come up to just stay in that peaceful, loving, centered place as much as possible. Nobody does it all the time, but the more we do it, and the less times we're not in the lower vibrations, it's an elevation, right? And a rising tide, floats all ships, right? So anyway, that's just what I want to share. I see it every day. I think it's so powerful, and it really just validates, that that's something that we need to do as a collective, right? To raise the vibration and to live in that peace so that others feel that, see the peace, feel the peace, and know that it's possible for them, because it's possible for everybody. Okay? All right, that's it for this. I'm sure we'll talk about it more going forward, but thanks for listening. I wish you peace and love on your healing journey. Thank you. Bye.